Hi, hello, and here is my rant about the two most disgusting books I've ever read in my entire life, and I blame TikTok. See what you got this cup? Yeah. I was once upon a time, like a week ago, maybe, I was scrolling on the TikTok, just scrolling mindlessly, having a good old time, and then I saw this video of this girl reacting to a book called The Slob by whoever it's by, I don't know. And then I'm sitting like, ooh, red's kind of disgusting. And then my curiosity peaked, because if I see something that's like a reaction like that, I'm like, I'm curious. I'm gonna want to read it, you know. And well, I got The Slob, and I got it Sunday night of last week, and I got so excited. Our lady was running down the stairs going, "The Slob! I got it in!" And then like read it, and then like I read it in like what 2-3 hours, and then I was just disgusted by the end of it. Sat on a couple days, and then there's a second book called Son of The Slob, right? So I sat there and I was like, should I get the second book? Should I really read the second book? But again, my curiosity peaked, and it killed the cat. My cat is dead. Like the cat is dead. She is deceased. She is 8 feet under because the 6 feet wasn't good enough. She was stomped 3 more feet down because, yes. And, oh, Raven, what book are you talking about? What books are you talking about? I can't imagine what these books are, and it's called The Slob. Son of the Slob. Take a look at this book. This is freaking, look at it, seriously. Obviously, like, the cover gets you, right? You're like, right? Yeah, look at this little kid. He's sitting there like this goopy-ness, right? Well, I can try and get in like the little details as much as I can, because I don't know if YouTube's gonna be like, ooh, no, hell no, cut it out. But anyway, The Slob. The first one is by Aaron what? Beauregard? I don't fucking know. But whatever. This Aaron guy. Of course it's a man. I'm sorry. And I'm excluding my husband out of this. When I say, of course it's a man, these men and stuff, I don't mean my husband, okay? Or the men that actually are good men, okay? So don't come from me when I say these men. So I'm talking about the men that are like this man. It's gonna come up with some disgusting shit like this, because a woman would not call it this disgusting stuff. I'm telling you. Okay, her name is Vera. The lady, I'm not sure if that's exactly the lady in the picture, but anyway, she basically lived in a big horror house, and it was very, very gross. And then she had a cleaning, like a cleaning disorder, like, you know, where, like, you know, you're a clean freak, you know, that kind of thing. And she cleans the house, and she ends up falling in love with a disabled vet, and they fall in love, they get married, they get a house, and they actually get pregnant. And they need to have money, so this dude comes up to our house and is like, oh my god, let's sell some vacuums. You know, door-to-door sales stuff. And she's like, I can do this, I'm a woman, I can clean all that stuff. I know what it's like to clean, and, you know, that kind of thing, because she, you know, she wants to put her things to test, right? So she sells all these bad vacuums and stuff, and she kind of runs out of the houses that she kind of was doing already, and then she goes down this deserted road. A deserted road. Number one, as a woman, don't ever go down a desert road by yourself, because no. And she's pregnant, by the way, too. Keep that in mind. She's pregnant, okay? And then she goes on this house, and then this disgusting man who's like overweight, tall, looking man. That man who's sitting right here, you know that guy? Disgusting man. And like he's kind of semi there, and she takes her in. And then she's like, let me clean the dirtiest piece of carpet there. He takes her to a room. And you wanna know what's up in that room? A dead person that's like splayed out like it's a carpet. Like, you know, like bears who are like they've obviously been hunted and killed, and then like they're just laid out. It literally, that's what that was. Then she proceeds. She goes this horrific beating, and remember, she was pregnant, right? And he basically unalives her baby in her by taking a dumbbell weight and like taking it like 25 dumbbell weight in her stomach, and then takes the vacuum. It like sucks. It like actually goes in the hand. Actually takes his hand and like takes it in there, takes it out, and like takes like the remnants of the what baby that she had, and like feeds it to her. I should put a bunch of trigger warnings in the middle of the video. I'll put it at the beginning of this video. So, trigger warning all aside. Anyway, but then he takes the vacuum. The vacuum that she was trying to sell to this man. And then, like, vacuums her insides. And then he tells her to clean the room. Yes. And it's basically a disgusting hoarder house where it's like disgusting people all around. Apparently, like, it was like an underground thing that he was a part of, I guess, or some or whatever they I don't know. Yeah. And he was eating. He would like put these women in like bodies through this little grinder thing, and then he would like eat them. So gross. And then like he also rapes her too. He rapes her, which is disgusting. Because like the way they describe his little ween is like having like trigger warning all over this part. His little ween has like sores and pusses all up in it, and like apparently the other lady he had like several weeks before her, like apparently he sewed like her cooter up and stuff, and like he still used that door too. Ew, like I'm mentally not well right now. But at the end of all this, after he like dies, I forget how she freaking murdered this man. I don't know, but yeah. So she finds out she's pregnant by this disgusting slob of a man, and proceeds to the second book, which is a lot longer. So it's 8 years afterward, and obviously like Vera and her husband's marriage is suffering because like all the shit she went through. I guess like the state of their house is basically like a hoarder house, slob house now, because she reverted back to where her childhood was from because of all the trauma. So she's going through her face got mangled up too by him like punching the freaking face and like just like beating the crap out of her. Ugh. And I said earlier today, because I got this book Friday night, and my husband was like, no, don't read that book tonight because we did something else. We had a good time last night, so I gotta say, wink, because he didn't want me to have like be upset and stuff. So thank God I didn't read this book last night. But anyway, finished it today. But I said earlier today, thank God that like the first book didn't have anything about Dookie up in it, but like some Dookie eating. If that was at the pool today, spoke too soon. Spoke way too damn soon. And I'm gonna need a minute for this one. Like, first one was bad, but like something about like when you add like fecal matter into the situation, like you add that up in there. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It adds another level. I don't know. It's like that was horrendous, but like when someone describes like fecal matter and like them, I don't know. I'm serious. Anyway, this kid. Okay, so the house, she ends up like reverting back to her childhood and having a big hoarder house and like disgusting trash everywhere, and she lost her job at the current job that she had at the Hilton because her face is very mangled up, and they were like there's a lot of complaints from the guests and they laid her off, whatever, but like no, you did it because you were discriminating against her face. And so they're struggling financially, so she's working at a hotel that's very scummy, who has drug dealers, hookers, and yeah, there's a murder in the hotel later on. And also she's struggling with her little son. His name's Harold. Really, Harold. He's mentally challenged, and obviously he has some issues because he be doing some things. He's like 8 years old and is in a diaper, and he be messing in the diaper, and he just be sitting up in it, and like, oh my god, how many pages? I want to say that. Oh, I think like 20 pages in. Hang on, let me find it because I think it was like 20. Yep, 17 pages in. Yep. Yep, 17. Oh my god. Literally, it was like I was sitting at the pool, like I started the thing, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the pool. I started the front porch, 9 pages in, and I was like, I want to go to the pool, and like what? 9, 1, 2, 4, 5 pages later. 5 pages later, like literally, this little boy is sitting there. I guess he's sitting up in. He had his little diaper off, and he was sitting there just, and I guess he like messed himself. He duked on himself, and it was like piled up all up on him, and he was in there. He was eating it. He was eating it. He was eating his duke, his little dookie. Yeah, he was eating his dookie. Spoke too damn soon because like a lot of this book surrounds about like dookies, him duking or someone duking, and I'm like eating it. Yep. So and I guess like he was she had put him in a Catholic school that was free of charge for disabled kids, and well, that turns out the priest, the priesty, and the nun, they were horrible too because they didn't teach them really. They shoved them in a basement and they taught them, but like tortured them because like we literally go in and then like we witness like one of the disabled kids drinking some bloody fecal pee thing, congealed thing out of a bucket because she didn't say something right. Yeah, and then Harold, poor Harold, the little disgusting boy, he literally was ordered, and he had his little sack like smushed by a big math book because he didn't know what 3 + 4 was or something like that, or 3 + 1. So literally, like as you read this book, you're discovering that like all the depraved things he's learning, he's literally learning from like the priests and then the nun. And the nun, because later on that day when he gets home, like he smushes because like I guess the wife and the husband, they ran off to therapy, and then he was actually gonna try and make a change, but like maybe this is like a good thing. Maybe I can try and make him my son, even though he's really not my son, that kind of thing. And literally you see him with his math book smashing a rat and then eating the rat, and then that's when he leaves. He's like, fuck this shit, I'm gone, because like he fought in Vietnam, so he's got like some PTSD from that too. So and then that happens, and what else does he do? Oh, Harold, before that, he actually takes someone's urn of their dead grandmother and eats the urn. He eats like the burned ashes. This child is unhinged. And then what else does he do? Oh my god, like besides the dukes. I guess after that, him eating the rat and the innards and all that stuff, I guess after Daniel leaves, the husband, Vera takes him to room 13 at the hotel, which she had to clean up a murder scene there because someone got murdered, and she had to clean up that kind of scene because, like I said, the police don't do that. Leave it up to the help, I guess. And she's a whole PTSD thing because, like, it's the vacuum that she was told to clean up the room is the exact same vacuum that was used on her to like suck out the remains of her baby. So yeah, after this gets all cleaned up, she meets a hooker, and then she kind of connects with her in the way because like about abuse and stuff. And after that, since Daniel left, she has to take little Harold because she doesn't want to take him to oh wait, was that before or after? I can't remember. Was it? It was after. No, because he was his day off, right? I can't remember which event came where because it was so unhinged. Was it? Let me look. I'm telling you, like, something happened before that. Why she had to store him in there? No, no, that was after. Oh, it was after because it was before. So she takes him because like she obviously didn't have no one to watch him, so she took him in that room after it was all cleaned up. And I guess the hooker comes back, hops in the window, and he like she had like some drugs that was snow dust. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So he like eats that. It's like whenever she gets in, she bumps her head, knocks herself out. And then of course he's having hallucinations about his dad, the slob, and like he mutilates her brutally and violates her sexually, her innards. Yeah, and then like the mom walks in on that like afterward that happens. He's just like chewing on her freaking rib bone. Yeah, doing that, and then like literally she cleans it up for him because she's like, I can't be doing. I don't know what the fuck she was thinking. She was so stupid. And then she kind of ends up locking him in his own room, and she sends him back off to school. And then he had school that day, and I guess the nun lady literally was like, you get detention. And this lady's sick as hell. Sick as hell. I mean, this is where, like at this point where, like, you almost, like, you don't feel bad that he did that to her, but then it's, like, also, like, you're disgusting little child. You should not have been born. You should have been aborted. I'm sorry. Not gonna lie. But then again, it's also, like, he's also learned this behaviors because of them, the nun and the priests. You know? I don't know, man. Give me a minute. I'm contemplating my life right now and why I did this. This is why curiosity kills the cat. My cat. That's why I said my cat. Like, she is dead. 8 feet under. Like, she's 6 feet under there, but then, like, she was stomped 3 feet more under because it sucked. Like, if you're like, don't do it. Don't do what I did, kids. Okay, so the nun, I guess she has like this little secret thing that she does. She has like, you know, rosary with the cross. Like she has it like stuff shoved up her bum. Up the bum. Up the pooper scoopers. And she's like, oh my god, what the hell does she say? I can't even make this up. She literally says, I gotta find it. It's like you gotta know. Nope, that ain't it. That's way farther down. Okay, hang on. I'm finding it because I want to tell you what she said. Like, even these little pictures that's open there, it suck too. It's called the detention. She's literally bent over. She took down her crusty, dusty undies, which they said it was crusty, dusty, basically, but like more vile way. She's bent over like the desk. Like, it's like she's old and wrinkly too. She's like 60 something, so she's like old and wrinkly. And then she literally says, "Yes, take the Lord, take all of him." And she's basically making him pull like the rosary out of her bum. And as he's pulling it out, like she's like duking everywhere, like duking everywhere. And then he had the great idea of just strangling this woman, like killing her. Which, I mean, I don't blame him. And then shoving a pencil in her eye about killing her. And then she falls down and she's dying. She falls in her own dupe that she duped on the floor. Like, so she's like gross. So it's like, you know what? We can't really blame little Harold for that, honestly. Only because like he was being sexually abused by like this lady, because apparently there's a bunch of Polaroids of him being sexually abused by this woman and then the priest. But then he also, like, whenever the mom gets there, she walks in and he's like taking this rosary and the dupe that's around the rosary, and he's like eating it. eating the Duke off of the rosary, the beads, like. Literally. I'm gonna make this up. He really did. This Aaron motherfucker did this. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. I can't blame him for killing the nun. Because, like, she was abusing him instead of teaching him and, like, you know, whatever. And he in the learned behaviors that he was learned, the violent tendencies was obviously learned by the nun and the priests, obviously. I mean, like, but it's also like, oh my god. And of course the mom, she covers up the murder. She tries to do it, but yeah. So she ends up just locking him in his bedroom for like a little bit, and like Daniel, the husband, ends up coming back. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna try and make this better. And he's like, he feels so bad. He's like, you know what, she was there for me when I was in a bad spot. I should be there for her. And he actually like was like, you know, maybe I should start cleaning up the house. And he goes to Harold's room, like, hey, you know, let's start cleaning up the house together. Son, calls him son for the first time. And the kid, like, for some damn reason, had a thought of like, humans go in the bag. For some damn reason. And like he's also like, he was like confused, like, oh, he's doing okay. And then he like kills Daniel. And, like, he sits. He's, like, has a vaporizer on his head. And then once he's, like, sitting on the ground because he's disabled. Daniel, all he can smell is, like, his old Duke that he had in his diaper. And then he freshly duked in the diaper on top of the old diaper Duke that he had in there. And so he's smelling not only old Duke, but fresh Duke because he's actively duking as he's, like, killing the man. Why, I don't want to know why this Aaron person, this motherfucker is like interested in duking and like people eating it and then doing it in a diaper. Like, does he have a fetish of some sort? Like, I need to know because like why? And then of course like the mom comes home and she's like, because like there was this investigator that was involved in the whole thing because of the murder at the Hotel 13, right? So they're investigating her, just, you know, interrogating her, asking her questions and stuff. And obviously, because, like, the freaking nun lady went missing that was connected to her. So the murder at her hotel that she worked at. And her son's teacher went missing. And literally, like, she came home and her husband was dead. And she literally saw, like, there was a bag wrapped around his head. And she undid the bag. And there was a rat in there eating his face. And she stabs a rat because she's like she's going nuts at this point. And then she finally sees her son, who's like, people go in there, or something like. He says something stupid like that, and then she tries to kill her son. And right when she cuts him actually, but then right when she starts to try almost kill her son, the end of this depraved little human, the cop comes walking in and kills her. And then she sees like the two dead bodies that's down in the basement. Oh, there's this other freaking scene I forgot to tell you about. Literally, this little Harold boy, he literally goes down to the basement and he makes like a cross symbol with fresh Duke and rat innards and vomit. And he's naked when he did all that too. Literally. So he was praying to this like this monstrosity of a sign he did. So they see all that. So they are thinking like, oh, she was the crazy one who was abusing. In the Polaroids, they got the Polaroids of the pictures that the nun and the priest was making, and of course she took those. So it makes it look like she was actually abusing little Harold boy, and she wasn't. It was a nun. It was a priest, and then and then like the house was like disgusting. So it looks like she was abusing him when she wasn't. And then like we go to the scene where this little priest was like at like the nun's funeral, and like he's like doing a sermon, and then like he's like jacking off like behind the pew. It's behind like the little desk thing that you were on there where you're speaking at people. He's and like he had it at an angle where like the altar boys can see him like doing his thing. It's like the children she touched, and he got excited about it. And then he like was trembling, and he was like, "I'm sorry, it's such a hard time." When really he was just releasing himself. Why? This may be too much for people, but I just had to let my thoughts out on this on the interwebs because I just can't handle this. Because if I gotta know it, then you gotta know it. I'm sorry. Like I just saw someone's reaction. That was kind of nasty, like horror nasty, like maybe like the Terrifier nasty. You know what I mean? Fine, but like I'm giving you the full disclosure right here on the channel, so you know not to read this book, okay? Unlike some people who do not give that full disclosure, you just think, okay, she's in a hoarder house. You don't think like the nasty, like you think like discussing hoarder nasty, maybe like discussing trash everywhere, but like not like body fluids everywhere, and not like the rape or the unaliving of like an unborn child or something like that, or like nuns and priests being that nasty, or like a nun like just shedding herself because she likes it and getting off on that. Like who in the right minds likes to duke on themselves? Oh my god, yes, the why. Like I can't. So I just wanted to give you guys a full disclosure and hear me rant about it, because like I was not giving that full disclosure, and I looked at it. I mean, I should have done a little bit more research, but like, you know what? But there may be full trigger warnings of like the things. Okay, literally. Okay, what trigger was on the this book? Literally, I think. See, in this physical book I got, there's no trigger warning. There's not. So. Not this one. See? It's not. See? No. No trigger warning at the end of this at all. I don't know who, like, literally there's nothing. Like, with these books, like, I mean, obviously, like, the cover's pretty telling of, like, some sort of something. Like, you think, okay, you see, like, she's, like, obviously being tortured of some sort, and there's disgustingness behind there, like, it's a disgusting house. Like, maybe, like, something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, you've seen that stuff, like, you've seen, like, the movies, like, you see disgusting dead bodies everywhere, dishes piled up, it's fine. That's what I thought I was getting into, obviously. Like, this is what, I mean, the slob, I thought, like, ooh, okay, Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, like, gross, bloody, everywhere, but, like, nothing like an unaliving of a baby, and you literally, like, take it out, you feed it to her, like, oh my god, I can't. So, you got my whole rant, and my full disclosure of everything that was discussing that in this book. So if you want to read this, go right ahead. But you will not be mentally well after this. You will be unwell right now. I'm mentally unwell right now. I don't know what to say right now besides that. But yeah. I didn't mean for like my next video to be like something like a rant. This is actually an impromptu video, to be honest, because I was like, you know what, I need to make a video about this because it was so unwell. I'm so unwell about this. I may like put this together tomorrow and then, like, you know, put it out. But, like, YouTube may not like me since I said a lot of details. But I didn't say, I said Duke, so maybe they won't be so bad. But like still. Like, I don't know, like, my thoughts is, like, only a man, like, not my husband, obviously, or, like, any man that's, like, my husband, who's actually a good man, not the actual good man out there, okay, so don't come for me, would actually think of something like this. Like, literally, like the depravity of women, the depravity of, like, that, like, typically, like, research has shown, like, typically, like, the poop fetishes, you know, like, up in that, like, if you're into that, it's typically a man's thing that gears towards. So, of course, it would be a man that would think of something like this. And when you see his freaking photo at the end of this damn book, hang on, let me see. Oh, great, I got the first edition. He looks like this. If you can see any of that. Literally, he is, like, dressed in, like, a white shirt and shorts, and he has, like, a clown face, makeup, mask on. Bitch. This is so telling. So telling about how this man is. See this other picture in the second one? He's got a mask on. So obviously he's got something going on. He's got something else going on. That's why he's putting his stuff in these books. No person who thinks about this kind of shit, literally shit, they're not mentally well, obviously. Like, obviously they got something going on that's not good. I'm serious. Like, they can't. Like, I mean, like, shit. Stephen King, like, came up with some shit that was kind of, but, like, this kind of stuff, it ain't right. Stephen King stuff was, like, the worst that he made was, like, maybe, like, that one scene, if you know what I mean. As far as I know from what I've read. But, like, nothing like this. Stephen King he doesn't write shit just for shock and gore, just for shock and gore. That has, like, a common theme of, like, dooking. This man got a fetish or something. This Aaron man, he's got a fetish. I'm telling you, I bet you he does. That's why in the pictures that we have of him in like these books, has like him wearing a mask of some sort and like him covering his face and like, yeah, can't tell me. Can't tell me no different. That's my opinion. You cannot change it from me. My husband has advised me not to buy any more of these books. I might take his advice on that because it sucked. Being in that mindset, reading something like out of like someone who actually thought this up, who thought of this, and put it on paper and published it, and people are reading it, just because like curiosity is like, oh my god, it's like this is like extreme shit. So, literally, I can't. So no, I want to stick with my Stephen King, or like, you know, like my Hannibal. Like literally, I thought, you know what. The stuff that happened to, like, it's Hannibal. Yeah, Hannibal. This one. Like, the little stuff that I read in that, I thought that was going to be terrible, but, like, damn. That was nothing compared to what, like, you know what? When you read, like, The Exorcist. You know, the cross scene with Reagan. You think that's bad. Well, think again, y'all. These two are worse. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end this video because I need to, like, you know, I think I ran it long enough. Cause like this is like a 35-minute video. So I hope you guys are having a better night than I am, or a better day than I am mentally, because like there's a lot for me. I thank you for sitting down with me about this rant. Sitting down with me, listening to my rant, even though it's like a lot of like just straight up honesty in what happened in this book that I just read. I feel like you guys will appreciate that, because you know what, I don't want to hide anything from you guys. Like you know, just seeing like people's reactions, like a timeline of these, don't really help. I feel like you really need to like just say, hey, this is what's going on in this book. Not just have like just reaction video of you reading it before you go into it. So people are like, oh, you're acting kind of gross, and like when they see the cover, like they're not really thinking, ooh, it's like, you know, kind of like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Me, like I thought that's really what I thought, to be honest. Like I can see like this little kid, he's sitting in some filth and stuff. He's like eating whatever, and he's kind of gross, right? I'm thinking, ooh, maybe he's, you know, I don't know, maybe he's Leatherface. You know, that's what I thought. I don't know, like, I would never guess the stuff that was up in there with, like, the dukes. And, like, oh my god, I can't. But anyway, I hope you guys appreciate my honesty, me just breaking this down for you. And my rant. Because it's just a rant. Because I need to let this out with somebody, because I'm sure my husband does not want to hear about this. He don't. I showed him, like, I texted him at the pool saying, hey, I spoke to you soon about the poop eating. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, I spoke to you soon. And basically talking about the nun part, and then the little boy eating up off the balls of the rosary. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I can't. It's talking about the vacuum part too, and the 25-pound dumbbell, that part. Yeah, I think that's about he can handle. Because I figured, you know, like if I'm reading this, that means that I gotta share it with you too. Sorry, but this is a big warning to you guys. Do not read this book. Do not read this. Let's not support this man. This man who's got like some sort of fetish, or for who the hell he may not, but I don't know. Like, let's not support him for him just spewing out just filth and disgusting stuff. Let's not support him. Don't do it. Even though I did, so it's at my risk for you guys. Okay, do not support this man. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video by saying, hope you're having a better morning, day, evening, night than I am, and I hope to see you in my next video, which will probably be like my video of like basically why I've been gone for a while, and my new life updates and how well I'm doing besides today, and what I've been reading lately, which has been great because I'm reading a Stephen King book, which is way more lovelier than the books that I just read the past week. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.